Hey guys, it's me, the dude who talks, and welcome. So for today I'm going to be talking about the latest album from Mono called Pilgrimage of the Soul, which is out now through Pelagic Records. So I imagine if you're watching this, you'll already know who Mono are, so I'm going to keep this brief. Mono are essentially a post-rock band from Tokyo in Japan, formed in 1999, and if my maths is correct, have brought out 11 studio albums, plus 2 split EPs with Pelican and the Ocean, plus 4 other EPs. So, whenever I get the chance, I will honestly not shut the fuck up about how good Mono are live, but with the studio albums, I'll have to admit that I'm actually just a bit of a tourist because I've only got a handful of them. So I decided not to sleep on the latest, and after listening to it on repeat for the past week or so, I really wanted to talk about it on here. So now with all that out the way, the question being, was it actually a pilgrimage of the soul, or was it a power walk to my damnation? Well, the only way to find the answer to that question is to just keep on watching. So, yeah. So, for those who want to know, Pilgrimage of the Soul consists of 8 tracks and clocks in at 57 minutes and 18 seconds precisely. So let's start off like we always do and talk about the opening track, which is called Riptide. Now, when I first put this on, I was convinced that I hadn't pressed play because it's very quiet with the intro. It's like this faint piano sound, and I remember just getting up to make my bed, and then after a minute, I got slapped across the face with the song with this really loud riff. It made me think of the song by Explosions in the Sky called Greek Death. However, Riptide I feel is way more energetic than that. The way the guitars and drum beats sound on a song, it sounds really intense, and I feel with it, it was made to be played loud. Honestly, a fantastic opener. While Riptide was very guitar driven, the next song, Imperfect Things, takes a step back with the riffs and utilises more like drone techniques. While the guitars are still present, it's kind of used more for like reverb. Although it does come back towards the end of the song. However, what is the main driving point of this song is the drum beat, and for a lack of a better term, it feels quite dancey. Although, if I was to put a finger on it, the song and the drum beat makes it sound very like krautrock. So, following on from a bit of krautrock, Heaven in a Wildflower starts off in a very cinematic fashion, with the use of keys very reminiscent of something like Sigur Rós. It's very quiet and very minimal sounding, although the keys on like very close listen felt that they got louder gradually, although they do this without sounding, overbearing. And I also like the inclusion of the violin, which I also felt got louder over the course of the song, just, like gradually. Honestly, listening to it, it felt very emotive, and for lack of better term, definitely tugged at my heartstrings. So I don't have much to say about the next song, To See a World. However, it definitely has the crescendo in it, and it feels like it's going somewhere, and it does take a while to get there. However, there is a rather decent payoff towards the end of the song. The next song, Innocence, uses this nice production technique, which to me sounds a bit like this reversal loop in the background. Also, you got that standard post-rock riff in the song, and listening to the song, I felt that this would no doubt be right at home on like many soundtracks for nature documentaries. However, things do change up a little bit as things get really loud with one hell of a riff towards the halfway point. And this is what I think Mono exceed at, especially from listening to this album, is that whenever you think the song's gonna play out and oh yeah, I know how it's going, Mono make it really exciting. And also, I just want to make note of the outro as well, which sounds very blissful. So, I said earlier that I am still a bit of a tourist when it comes to Mono's studio output. However, I think I've listened to them enough to know when, like, Mono use their motifs. And the next song, The Orgries, I hope I got that right. I feel like that's quintessential mono with their motifs. The main riff is definitely mono all over, however, it gets faster and faster, and you feel like it's getting somewhere, and even when you feel like it's hit the peak, it's still going in the song. However, from listening to this multiple times, I found myself thinking, enough teasing and just get on with the song, and after that point, the song just ends. So, yeah, appreciative of the journey, but I felt like it took a little too long to get to that point. While most songs on this record are between the 5 to 8 minute mark, there is one song that goes over the 10-minute mark, and that is with Hold Infinity in the Palm of Your Hand, which, similar to what I said about the auguries, I will definitely dub this song as peak mono. It has the crescendo, that riff that mono have used and created and perfected, the xylophone, the atmosphere, and also like the violins, giving that further emotional edge. For me, this song was definitely all about the journey, though. Though, while I thought I had this song figured out, the song really turns up the intensity for the final few minutes, and it gets really intense. I'm not going to go in depth and describe it because I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't yet listened to this record yet, but I was definitely feeling things and it was really powerful. So this is followed by the album closer and Eternity in an Hour. This feels like an outro to the whole album. It's very soft, very delicate, and gave me vibes of like myself just looking outside my window with a black coffee, or however, you know, like you take said coffee, and you're just looking outside into the, you know, like outside world. It felt like as well sort of like music to the closing credits of like a very emotional independent movie. Any nitpicks? As I mentioned earlier with the song The Auguries, I felt this song took a little bit too long to get to somewhere, and towards the end I don't think this had much of a payoff. Although, like I said, I really enjoyed the journey on this song. I just wish it went somewhere, to be honest. So Mono for me are a band that are constantly putting their sword to the grindstone, always refining and perfecting their sound and still having that familiarity with it. It may not be a game changer in post-rock, but let's face it, it doesn't need to be. Mono are exceedingly consistent in their sound, and this album is absolutely testament to that. And I honestly believe this album is both beautiful and abrasive in its sound. So, that was me talking about Pilgrimage of the Soul by Mono. Have you picked this album up yet? Please let me know what you thought about it down below in the comment section. Like always, if you've enjoyed these videos, please like, share and subscribe. It really helps out. Also, just want to quickly plug my socials. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I'll be including links to them in the description section, should you wish to give that a like and a follow. Also, my Buy Me a Coffee page, if you're feeling generous and want to donate some money to me, it'll be greatly appreciated, and it will be going towards making these videos better. So, that is it from me. I've been the dude who talks, and as always, you guys are fucking awesome. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.